this is Melanie Bradley for QuiltWoman.com. One of the questions we often get most at QuiltWoman.com is, how do I applique? Several of our quilting and sewing projects listed on our website incorporate appliques. Today we're going to discuss applique and a very simple process for how you would go about appliquing quilt projects, home decor, sewing, whatever you might want to be working on. So what we're going to do is first explain that applique is simply the process of sticking one surface to the other. Just that simple. What we'll need to use for this whole segment, and for the series of the video, is something to applique on. I'm going to use a hand-dyed shirt, fabric to place our applique on. For this process, for this particular technique, we'll be using a die-cut machine. This is the Sizzix Big Shot and some of their big dies and floral designs. Always makes good appliques. And then also our fusible webbing. Now today we're going to be discussing fusible webbing in great detail. This is Heat and Bond Light, which is a fusible webbing product that simply is double-sided adhesive with a paper backing. It's very important to note that when you're buying your fusible webbing, you want to buy the light product, which is for sewing, and not the regular product, which is not for sewing. Okay? So what we're going to do is, to make our applique with a sticky surface, we've got to get our fabric with some adhesive, and I'm going to peel off the paper backing of the Heat and Bond Light, which I've cut down into a manageable size. They usually come in prepackaged rolls, so I've just cut it down to match my fabric. You'll always want to make sure that your fabric is larger than your piece of fusible webbing. That way you're not ironing adhesive onto the surface of your ironing board cover, which you don't want to do. Okay, so I'm pressing it down. I'm taking my iron, which is set on medium setting with no steam. Very important for applique. And I move it back and forth, making sure the adhesive is melted onto the fabric surface. Several minutes. Depending on how hot your iron gets, did you just turn it on? Has it been on for a while? Does it have one of those automatic heat settings? Okay, there we go. So now we've got fused fabric to use for applique. Join me next segment and we'll talk about die cutting shapes onto our fused fabric.